Noticing your heels raising off the ground and your chest falling forward while squatting, you may be lacking a crucial range of motion in your ankles that can make or break your athletic performance. We have to do some investigative work first to determine where the problem really lies. The overhead squat assessment can be our first tool to start to pinpoint the problem. Knowing what to look for during this assessment is what will help individuals understand weak links in their movement patterns, such as your heels raising and your chest falling forward. Before you try this assessment on yourself, make sure to always avoid pain and to consult a licensed physician if you're suffering from an injury. Now, set up a camera and film 5 reps from the front view, 5 reps from the side view, and 5 reps from the back view for a total of 15 reps. Try your best to get your femur or your thigh bone parallel to the ground with every squat. After, watch the videos and take notice of any movement leaks or how your body compensates in order to complete the movement. If you notice your heels raising and feet pronating, knees going over your toes or caving in, and your arms and chest falling forwards, then you may be suffering from a lack of dorsiflexion in your ankles. Dorsiflexion, or the ability to extend your foot, can lead to underdevelopment in your shins and peroneal muscles on the sides of your calves, making your calves overactive. This can be due to past injuries, footwear, long-term dysfunctional movement patterns, or even just incomplete physical therapy from the past. Now that we have done a general assessment, we must get more specific to rule out your lumbopelvic hip complex being the main culprit. To test this, place a couple of small weights, planks of wood, or maybe a couple of books underneath your heels like I did. This will increase the available amount of flexibility in your calves and provide more dorsiflexion or foot extension into your squat. Now, set up the camera, perform the assessment again, and see if your heels are still raising, the middle of your feet are still pronating, and if your excessive forward lean was corrected. If it was corrected, we have begun the process of affirming that your ankles are the problem with the movement leak. If these compensations were not corrected, then you will have to do further testing on your hips for a future video. Let's say your compensation was fixed. What do you do from here? For most people, you will need to address the lack of dorsiflexion in the ankle. To finally confirm our findings with general squat assessment, we must now perform a specific ankle mobility assessment called the weighted bear lunge assessment. To begin, you must stand in a lunge position with your shoes off, feet straight, and front heel planted firmly into the ground with your toes positioned approximately 2 inches away from the wall. Now lunge forward until the first stretch sensation is felt in the back of your front leg the whole time your back foot is flat. Normal mobility is the individual can forward bend their knee to the wall without the heel rising. For people that have super tight calves and lack of dorsiflexion, you will not be able to do this successfully. Let's say you cannot bring your knee to the wall. This is a strong indicator you need to start adding certain exercises and stretches into your warm-up routine to help strengthen your dorsiflexion with relaxing the overstimulated muscles in the calves while squatting. You'll want to stimulate or foam roll your calves and posterior tibialis for 30 seconds in a stationary position. Then mobilize the stimulated muscles by performing 4 to 6 reps of slow and controlled dorsiflexion on top of the foam roller. Next, you'll want to lengthen those muscles you just stimulated by stretching them out. This can be done by completing a standing calf stretch up against the wall for 30 to 60 seconds. After that, you'll want to activate or specifically strengthen those weak muscles on the opposite side of the calves in the anterior tibialis. This can be done by doing with seated single leg banded dorsiflexion movements, and make sure to hold the isometric for 2 seconds and slowly come back in the eccentric for 10 to 15 reps on each foot, starting with your stronger foot. Finally, make sure to incorporate the primed muscles into the movement pattern, such as a shoeless step up, and practice keeping the weight distributed evenly across the foot and keeping a tall posture. A cue I love to use with my clients is spreading your toes to help reinforce the mind-muscle connection with activating the foot muscles. Try 10 to 15 reps on each foot, starting with the stronger leg. To conclude, observe your findings by filming the overhead squat again from all 3 angles and notice any changes in the movement leaks. Make sure to like, follow, and stay tuned for more in-depth fitness and health-related videos.